Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
Oh my God!
Just when you thought there couldn't be any more evil that could be invented.
If I wanted a joke, I'd follow you into the John and watch you take a leak.
You see? Your stupid minds. Stupid! Stupid!
While you were still learning how to spell your name, I was being trained to conquer galaxies.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my vote.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find?
Picture me.
Hey, laser lips! Your mama was a snowblower.
Hello and welcome to Shooting the Bull. I'm your host, Justin Bullock, joined with Arianna Tyson.
Hello.
And Ross Martin.
Saucy Rossi.
Saucy Rossi. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Has everybody's week's been pretty good?
Great.
Yeah. So what you been up to today, Arianna?
Today I went to the dentist. So much fun. They're just ridiculous.
I hate the dentist. I have an absolute fear of the dentist.
You need to go to my dentist then, because they're great. They're superb people, and they were just making jokes the entire time. I got to tell them about my Jewishness, it's great. Yeah. And I don't know how it always comes up in conversation.
How does that even come up in conversation? Hey, so I'm a Jew.
No, they were asking about my dad, because my whole entire family goes there. Okay. And they were like, oh, how's his ministry going? I'm like, well, he actually left being a minister. And then after he retired, he did Ancestry.com, found out he was Jewish, and now he's converted. And they're like, what? We didn't know that. How can you go from being Christian to Jew? I was like, whatever. But so after that...
Yeah, because isn't he a Methodist minister?
Yeah, he was.
So he's a Jewish Methodist minister. Was a Jewish Methodist minister.
Right, exactly.
A rabbi?
He should be. He should be a rabbi.
Now that he's a retired Methodist minister, why doesn't he just go back to the old rabbi?
He could
have the curls and everything.
Oh my gosh!
The sideburns.
You wanted to be Orthodox. But right before I got here, actually, on my way here, there was a really severe accident in Apex, where there's this one car that had pulled out and they T-boned the other car. And this one driver drove by, and all I saw from the accident was a dog jump out of the car and happily jump into the stranger's car. And I was like, what?
It did.
That's fantastic. What? Yeah. And so since traffic was so backed up, people were anxious because they just gotten off of work and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And this one woman, she cut me off and then blew her horn. And I was like, okay.
She cut you off and then blew her horn. Mm-hmm. What was she blowing her horn for?
I don't know. All I know is that I saw that she looked like a really conservative woman. So what I did was I blasted Screamo music and rolled down all my windows, and I knew she'd have to listen to it for the 45 minutes that I was behind her.
Now she's going to go home. She's going to be like, those damn millennials, they do listen to Screamo music.
What is Screamo music?
Screamo? Yeah, it's whenever it's really aggressive music. Like In This Moment is a female Screamo band, and
they're really good.
That's what I was blasting.
Yeah. Okay.
It's any kind of like metal that just...
Well, yeah, I know metal. Yeah. I've just never heard it referred to as Screamo.
Yeah.
It's songs that primarily just have screaming and yeah. Screamo, yeah.
How's everybody doing in the heat? I just stepped outside not that long ago, and it's hot as hell out there.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we reached the 100 digits there, and today I got into my car and it said that it was 100 degrees, and I heard that Saudi Arabia, 130 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was telling me 130 degrees over there.
Isn't it that it's so hot that the pavement is melting?
Yes.
And people are trying to walk over it, and they have videos of people's shoes being stuck. And they have to go back and get their shoe as they're walking across the road.
It's getting hot. But it was cold this winter, so global warming has nothing to do with it. Because it did actually get cold.
It wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be, though.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was really disappointed, actually. I'm the person, I do enjoy snow.
Yeah.
Okay, sue me. I like snow. So they kept telling me, oh, you're going to love this because this winter's going to be bad. You're going to have lots of snow. I had like nothing.
Not here. It was pretty bad up north.
Oh, hell yeah. But they kept saying around here we were going to have it.
How much were they getting up north?
Yeah, I mean, probably close to a foot from what I understand. But it was for a while, too. It was, I want to say like into maybe March they were still getting some snow.
Dang.
I could be wrong about that. But it was definitely a lot.
That's crazy.
I do think I have an idea where all this hot air has been coming from.
Oh my gosh.
I do. I think I know where this hot air has been coming from.
Let me guess. Is it the election?
I don't know if you know this, but Donald Trump and Pat McCrory were in Winston-Salem yesterday. And I think that's where all the hot air has been coming from.
Oh my gosh.
I think the hot air is rising out of Winston-Salem and is pluming over the rest of
Maybe that's why it's so hot in the South.
I think it's been so hot in the South because Pat McCrory's been making so many bad decisions. It's literally hell on earth.
And everyone's just getting so steamed about it.
He does seem like he's going for a record.
I mean, yeah.
He's like bad thing.
He's like, I swear to God, if you thought my last bill was bad, you should wait till the next one. I'll do that.
I wonder if he has like a punch card for how many bad ideas he could get.
On my 5th bad idea, I get to keep my job.
I get Subway.
But speaking of unpleasant things, I actually had something kind of weird happen to me this morning. I got toothpaste in my eye.
Ew! Wow.
I was just brushing really passionately. And it shot up out of my mouth, which is, look at these lips. It went out of the lips and somehow it got in my eye.
Under the glass.
Well, actually, when I brush, I take these off. Okay. But I think I should probably start wearing these for safety.
What have we learned?
I should probably start wearing these as safety glasses when I'm brushing my teeth. But let me tell you, it is very unpleasant. Like, if you thought shampoo in your eye was bad, toothpaste is twice as bad.
They should make no tear toothpaste.
No tear. Oh, like the L'Oreal slogan that had the no tears on it. Someone brought up, they're like, what if it means no tears? Because it was like no split ends, strengthened hair, no tears. I was like, what? My entire brain exploded.
That's actually kind of funny because even if you still would get it in your eye, it would still burn. They're like, no, it's not. It's not tears.
It's tears.
The whole marketing campaign's ruined.
I never thought of that.
Right.
It was an unpleasant. I mean, it's actually been a miserable day for me too because I actually have felt kind of off all day since lunch. I tried this new hamburger from Hardee's. I went to Hardee's for lunch today.
Well, what have we learned there?
They had this thing called a 3-way burger.
Oh my God.
It's called a 3-way burger.
Call that the Pat McCrory. It's a bad decision.
It was, get this, it's a cheeseburger with applewood smoked bacon slices. Okay. Regular bacon slices, and then bacon bits with an onion bacon jam.
What are they doing?
I don't know. But
How do you make bacon jam?
I don't know. Like, that's what I would
Bacon
like.
jam.
It was weird. Like, I was like, onion bacon jam. Like, I've never heard of an onion bacon jam before.
No. That's a Hardee's exclusive.
It made me feel like a 10-pound bag of ass the whole day. But here's my thing. I have a problem with the burger. And listen, the problem is not what it is, the burger itself.
Right.
It's too redundant and it doesn't make sense. Listen,
a lot of bacon.
if you're gonna put applewood bacon slices on the thing, yes, and then you're gonna do regular slices of bacon, why the bacon bits? Because what is bacon bits but chopped up bacon slices? So why do you need?
Why even regular bacon? Because
applewood bacon's better.
Kind of,
So I want to say to Hardee's, if you're gonna make a burger, listen. If you're gonna make a burger for a big guy like me, I am not interested in the flashiness. Just put 3 times the amount of bacon that you normally would and call that the 3-way.
There you go.
That's my 2 cents on that. But
what about the jam? Was it fine?
You know what? I barely tasted jam.
Because there's too much bacon.
There's too much bacon. You don't taste the jam.
So it was like goo.
Ew.
You know what?
Gooey, right?
Bacon goo.
It was bacon goo. In fact, you know what it reminded? When I was eating it, I kept thinking of like when you put onions and bacon in a pan to caramelize it, right? I felt like all it was that grease
that left over,
and they call that jam.
Ew.
That's what I kept thinking of. I was like, this is an actual jam.
Ew.
Like it's not like strawberry jelly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're talking about. This is just leftover bacon and onion grease. They were like, well, what the hell do we do with it?
No.
Let's smear it on a bacon. Let's smear it on a burger. You know what I mean? Let's smear it on the bun. Call it sauce.
Call it sauce.
We'll call it a jam.
Ooh,
jam
fancy.
up your arteries is what it will do.
That's shit.
Yeah. So I haven't felt great since I ate that thing, you know, because that was probably my daily intake of calories for the day.
Yeah.
Maybe like a quarter of it.
What have you been up to today, though, Ross?
I've been researching a few things about Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Yes.
So
I'll admit I don't know about him.
That is probably one of my favorite songs by him.
Hey, you remember where we first met? Okay, I don't remember when we first met.
But hey,
admitting is the first step. Ain't nobody perfect. I'm sorry. I love that song.
Okay, I'll specify. I didn't look up any of his music.
No, it's weird. It's cool. It's cool.
Well, actually, go and look up that song. What is that song?
That is, it is Bound. It's called Bound 2. And
watch the music video.
Was Seth Rogen?
It's Seth Rogen and James Franco.
Made a mock video of it. It's so
watch
funny.
the original video. Okay. And then go and watch James Franco.
Because it's all green screen. He's on like a motorcycle that's stagnant. And he's just like driving around, like rapping all this stuff, and they're playing like the Grand Canyon in the background on a green screen.
Kardashian.
Yeah. She's in that one. And Seth Rogen plays Kim Kardashian, the other one.
And he's just like, naked. Seth Rogen and James Franco and him are like, doing all these poses.
This is a few years now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to talk about, I'm glad you did that, because I wanted to talk about Kanye West. I wanted to figure out what in the world is going on with this guy. He's in the news again with Taylor Swift, if you don't know that. But he was on Ellen not that long ago. And he went on...
the interview.
He hijacked her show for like a good 8 minutes.
I think it was more.
Yeah, and went on this rant. And if you haven't seen the video, I'll post it on the link on the No Bull Films Facebook page so that you can watch it. But it's an epic rant to me, and at no point does it make any sense. And I just want to know, does he have an honest to God problem?
I think so. But then again, I don't think so.
All right, so what do you think?
I think he does whenever there's an audience.
I was going to say, I felt like it was show. I felt like it was all show. And I felt like Ellen thought it was too, because when I was watching her, she was just kind of staring at him almost like entranced. Not that anything he was saying was that impressive, but it was like, wow, what a show. This guy's really performing.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And I can't remember a time when Ellen just sat there quietly without something to say.
She's always got something.
Yeah, she just literally, I don't think she knew what to do.
Watching her look uncomfortable made me more uncomfortable.
And the audience was applauding, and I can only imagine that they were playing an applause sign, please applaud him.
The things he was saying, though, didn't sound all that bad.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm against bullying.
Yeah.
Like, what a bold move.
I think he wanted Whoa. I actually have something.
1960s called.
I actually have a few things here that he said. He said he went on about wanting to help the world, and he says, "I have ideas that could make the human race and our existence in our next 100 years better." Period.
Yeah, I'll applaud that.
Yeah. I'll be like, okay, yeah.
Let's hear
what it is. I mean, he can't do no worse than Donald Trump. I mean, maybe he could make America great again. He's actually already said that he wants to run for president.
Yeah, they have T-shirts that says "Jesus for Prez."
Yeah.
I almost got one. Thought about it.
I actually would love for him to do it.
I think
I would love to see him in the debate.
I would love to hear his speeches. Yeah,
Trump has sort of loosened it a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Anyone can kind of get it now.
Exactly. In fact, I think I should do it. But I think I'd make a good president.
You would get 3 votes, and they'd all be from you. Because you'd rig it to do more votes.
At least I got 3. How many votes have you ever gotten for president?
A lot.
Shit. Yeah, but he said he's going to change the world with his clothing line. In fact, he stated that he was talking with Obama and Leo, used Obama's first name. He's on a first-name basis with the president, apparently. And Leo, and he meant Leo DiCaprio. And he said that Leo was talking about the environment, and when he started trying to pitch his clothing line, the two said, well, that really is not an important issue, Kanye. And kind of shot that down.
Dang.
Which surprises me. I figured they'd be indulgent with that.
Let the poor kid talk. Let's hear what this guy has to say. let him do his spill. I just can see. I had this image of first of all, what a weird lunching group. You have the president of the United States. You have Leonardo DiCaprio and Kanye West sitting there. That sounds like the start of a joke.
You got Barack Obama, and then you got Leonardo.
I didn't know Obama was there.
He said Obama and Leonardo DiCaprio were there, and they're discussing global warming and the environment. And I could just see Kanye sitting there, and then he's like, well, I've got these pair of shoes I'm trying to give to Payless. Yeah. And I could see them two just kind of stopping and looking at him, and they're like,
hey, you know what would stop the cold winters? My clothes, because they fire. All right, Kanye, calm down.
So your clothes are bad for the environment.
Pretty much.
But I don't think Kanye and I are all that different.
Really?
I think we're pretty much the same. See,
really?
Because I also have ideas. That could change the world for the better.
In the next 100 years.
In the next 100 years.
About that.
Yes.
That's very
in the next 100 years, I have an idea that could change this world for the better. As I normally do, I like to look at a broken system and I say, how can I fix this?
Super glue.
Dang it, I should have thought of that. But no. I looked at the one thing that I hate doing the most. In fact, it came to me when I was standing in Walmart. It's standing in line.
Gotcha.
Especially at a Walmart. They've got like 30 registers and
3 are open.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
I've never seen anyone full.
I can't tell you how many times I've been like, well, I'm going to go to Walmart to get a thing of milk. And I go to Walmart and I have to wait like
the only time you will see it full is Christmas Eve.
That's when I go.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's the only time. I've only gone it one time and I saw it all lit up and I was like, it's a Christmas miracle.
I think this year I'm going to go and just walk in and like, they do open them all.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas miracle, like you said. They actually do. But yes, I think I have come up with a solution to that. Hire people to stand in line for you. So they have people. Listen, they have people around, and maybe even like if Walmart is listening. Okay, so Walmart could hire staffers that stand there, and you go, "Hey, you! I want a staffer," and you'll pay them, and they come over and they stand in line for you, so that you can go and do other things, and they call you and they're
what
like,
are you gonna do? You've already done all your shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
then you're just going to stand in a different line waiting for your line person to get out of line.
There's going to be a line for the line people.
Listen, this works if you just accept it.
Oh, well, if you accept that other lines are going to exist.
Okay, all right,
well,
listen to this.
Counter argument, come on.
Listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're at Disney World.
Okay, Disney World.
Okay, and you're hungry, but you really want to ride the Buzz Lightyear.
Okay.
Ride the Buzz Lightyear.
I assume isn't there a ride
Feeling the buzz?
Feeling the buzz. There's a ride the Buzz Lightyear, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been to Walt Disney World. I was promised. That never happened.
It's just
but
savage.
anyway, you want to go to that, but you're also hungry, but you have to wait in line. You see the line wraps around the building.
I mean, whenever parents promise Disney World, it's kind of like promising them that they will always love you, because that's not true. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, thanks for bringing the show down to a screeching
You
halt.
brought it down.
I am not. I am discussing my great idea that's going to change the world.
Okay, so you have one person in line for food while you're on the ride. What if the person reaches the top of the line, gets the food, realizes they're hungry, and then eats the food instead?
Well, then they'd get fired. They're bad at their job. It's the same logic of like, well, I ordered a Whopper with cheese, and the person making it said, I'm just going to eat it.
Okay, so, okay.
You want even more strangers touching your food?
For real.
No, listen.
For real, yeah. Okay.
I said you could go and get the food.
Okay.
And while you're doing that,
someone's in line waiting for the ride.
Waiting for you, and then they get up there, and then you go, and then you get in the ride. They're
what if you haven't finished your food by the time they get to the front of the line?
What's his job to stand there?
So he's just going to block traffic.
I mean, and how great would that be? Like, you're the person who walks up and they're like, yeah, they held this ride for me.
Wow.
Like, that's how important I am. They held this ride for me.
I bet some celebrities already do that. I could feel like if I were that famous or that wealthy, I would do that. I'd be like, guys have to wait for me.
They give them passes.
You get the fast pass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrities get passes.
Well,
I got a fast pass for free.
That's right. She has a friend who used to work there, so she got to go for like nothing.
Mm-hmm. I literally went for $20.
I was lucky enough to go when I was little because my grandparents took me and my brother, and I don't remember there being that big of a deal with the line. I really don't.
I'm just saying.
I think they got it working pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, look, all right.
They made a system.
Yeah.
Look, you two can be haters,
it's
but
it's not the county fair. It's a little bit above that.
I'm sorry. We'll stop sipping on our haterade. We'll continue.
But this isn't your idea. Your idea isn't Disney World.
Yeah.
No, this is just lines everywhere. This is curing lines everywhere. I mean, lines in anything. If you need a line, you'd be like, "Hey, buddy, I need you to go." All right. Let's say it's what the problem is. This is a real problem. If you go out to eat an RTP at 12 o'clock, you can forget about it.
Mm.
So. You've got to work late, right? You call a service ahead. Hey, I need a guy in line down at the Hardee's to get that 3-way burger.
So he delivered to you.
Well, I think, and not to...
you would
So then he's a delivery boy.
No, he would be in line waiting. So that when you got there, he'd be like, you come on in, man. You come on in.
At Hardee's, though?
Hardee's doesn't have a line. But
Hardee's has like one car in the parking lot at all times. And there's 2 people working, so
listen. All right, you bitches. I'm telling you. Jersey Mike's.
Okay, Jersey Mike's. I'll give you this.
Not that long ago, we went to Jersey Mike's a little late.
Yeah.
Damn line was almost out the door.
Right.
It would have been nice to have a guy ahead of time standing in line to where we could just kind of mosey up there.
What if he was just at the end of the line?
I was gonna say this doesn't work because
it's just the best you could do. Why are you standing here? You're supposed to be closer.
Right.
But in this world, though, everyone's gonna be doing that.
This is our world.
You know, but in your world of line.
Oh, right. And so now you have a line full of line holders.
Yeah.
You just
walk up and you're like, "Hey, Ted, how you doing here? Last time I saw you was at Bojangles."
All right, listen, this
How much would that cost though? Because you'll be buying all your food.
Would you be paying for the hour? Would you be paying for the line that they're standing in? Would you buy them food as well?
Would you tip them?
I'll be honest, I haven't thought about any of that.
Well,
just thought about trying
if you're gonna be president, they're gonna be burning you with these questions. So
details. Don't bother me with details. Just tell me when they're done.
Right. It's kind of like we're gonna build a wall. Well, who's gonna pay for it?
Mexico.
How are they gonna pay for it? Have they agreed to this?
No, actually.
We'll worry about it later.
I love what he said the other day. I'm gonna fix the problem, but don't ask me how.
Yep.
That's my favorite one. Listen. Let me tell you a true story. Let me tell you a true story about standing in line. Okay. The other day, I went to Draft Line over here. It's a brewery here in Fuquay. I went over to Draft Line. I was meeting my cousin. I was going to hang out with them. Okay, I get there, and there's a long-ass line. I mean, I'm telling you, a long line for the Cousin Maine lobster food truck. It's a really great food truck that serves lobster.
Mm-hmm.
It's very expensive, though, because you get, and it's like $16 for a lobster roll the size of a Samsung Galaxy phone.
Dang.
That's what I said. But anyway, it's very tasty. Anyway, I stood in this line, I'm telling you, for a good 40 minutes to get up to the lobster truck. Okay, this is an honest to God true story. I stand in line for 40 minutes to get into the lobster thing. I am the next guy in line, right? And I walk up there, and the card machine is down, and they can't take any more orders.
No! I thought they were going to run out of seafood. That's what I was waiting for. I was like...
And so I was just like, well, how long is it going to be? He was like, well, we don't know. We're having to reboot the system. I said, you know what? Forget about it. I walked across the street and got me frozen yogurt, and that's what I had for dinner that night.
Oh.
I always carry a little bit of cash.
Always.
They couldn't do that either, because apparently their cash register is tied into the system. So, because I told him that, I said, well, can you guys take, like, cash? And he's like, no, man, the whole thing's tied in, man. We can't do nothing. We can do nothing. I was like, so basically you're wasting all my time.
Oh, my gosh.
But I was like the next guy to go. My favorite quote that Kanye said on the show, though, is Picasso is dead.
Yes!
Steve Jobs is dead.
And everyone's like, they are!
Walt Disney is dead.
No shit!
But is he really, though? Isn't he a head floating in a jar somewhere? Is that true?
That's the theory. I don't think it's true.
Yeah, they said that he was
I think he was
frozen?
They said he was frozen and that they were going to keep him until they could bring him back. But I believe he was cremated. I think the family confirmed that he was cremated within a few days of dying.
They're like, nah. He's like, not frozen.
Walt Disney. Then he said, name somebody living that you can name in the same breath as them. I said, James Bond?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, real or fake. I mean, there's been plenty of people.
Was he getting at, though, that he is the only logical person?
I think so. I think he was saying that, like, when I say, you know, he could say, Picasso is dead.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs is dead.
Right.
Walt Disney is dead.
Because they were all inventors.
But Kanye West.
We still got him.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay.
Because he doesn't think he's just an artist. He thinks that he's an inventor. Like he's creating a new system.
He even went one step further and he said that he claims to suffer from synesthesia, which is a condition in which he sees sounds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is an actual condition. Also, some people can, like, you can smell colors. Yeah. I had my friend's ex-girlfriend, I think. She was...
Does brown smell like shit?
I don't know. She was in a room and it was completely pitch black because she went over to her friend's house and she was like smelling the room and she's like, is your couch yellow? And they turn on the light and she had never been there before and their couch was yellow.
Wow.
Because she could smell it. Yeah. How weird is that?
Yellow has a smell?
Apparently.
I don't have synesthesia, but when I got my wisdom wisdom teeth taken out. I was put under anesthesia. And I remember taking in like a big breath of it to make sure that I was going to go under. And I remember the last thought I had was, if this smell was a color, it'd be green.
Weird.
And then I woke up in a room in a wheelchair.
If this smell had a color, it'd be green. What if that would have been the last thing
I ever thought?
I died. If this smell had a color, it'd be green. That's like the old story about the guy walked into the boardroom meeting. He says, "I have the same tie as you, only the pattern is reversed," and then he dropped dead.
Dang.
I have the same tie as you, only the pattern is reversed. Bam. But at the end, he ended the entire interview with, "I'm sorry for the realness."
I'm sorry for the realness.
He laughed. As soon as he came out of that, he was laughing.
Yeah.
Which makes me think it was a show.
It's just a show.
Well, I mean, he's probably a narcissist.
Right.
Yeah. He enjoys the stage.
Did you see his performance of SNL whenever he did it last time?
Yes.
Oh my God. Like, it looked like he forgot the lyrics that time. He's like, and I was like, what are you doing? But at the end of it, like, he started ranting about the most random thing, and like the audience didn't know to applaud or not. They're like, yeah. But then you see him in the video with Taylor Swift on the phone, and he's a normal person.
Yeah.
Right, he's just talking to her. In fact, he was even saying stuff like, I just wanted to make sure that I ran this by you as a friend.
Like, is this okay?
Is this okay? So how do you feel about that? Because she did in the video, she did say, it's fine.
She is being just an overdramatic person because someone called her a bitch for the first time to her face, and she was like, "What? I never agreed to this." And then Kim was like, "Hold up, here's the video, posted on Twitter." And then Taylor was like, "Well, I don't mean, I never said I never agreed to the word bitch." And they're like, "Well, actually, you said that he could do whatever. So you need to get..."
thanked him for running by her.
Exactly. She said thank you.
She said that he was such a sweetheart, I think, at one point. But to see, the thing is that she did not know that she was being filmed. And that's where the case comes in.
Yeah. I mean, she's got it.
She's got a case, which isn't
strange.
He's already $53 million in debt or
probably
something
a lot
like
more now.
that. And so, about to say, and plus, if he gets sued, and she's got a pretty good case against him.
Yeah,
that's probably why I wanted to get this whole.
I really need Payless to come through. I really need it to come through.
And his clothing line is shit anyway. Have you seen his clothing line?
I have actually.
It's pretty much just like he's selling white t-shirts for $65. Like,
do they say anything?
Like, no, I think some of them have like a little tiny logo right here. That's it. That little tiny logo makes this like $4 t-shirt turn into $100 something.
Do you think that's why he brought this up in front of Obama and Leo? He's trying to
He's trying to promote his business.
He wanted
them to sort of come in and
he wants Leonardo to go, "You know what? I will wear one of your t-shirts to the next interview I do." Leonardo.
Or just help fund it.
Or help fund it. Because Leo's got money.
Yeah.
Leo's not
small loan of $1 million.
He actually, this is kind of funny, he actually wanted Zuckerberg from Facebook to give him some money, but he tweeted it.
Yeah.
Did you see that? And Ellen even asked him, she was like, going back and thinking about it, should you probably have put that on Facebook? Since he's the owner of Facebook, he probably doesn't tweet.
Yeah.
True.
I thought that was funny. But have you, either one of you actually, ever wondered what would happen to the Earth if it got hit by a comet?
I don't think it would get hit by a comet.
I saw a video.
I'm pretty sure we've got stuff in play if that ever happens.
Well, NASA says
they say we do.
NASA said that there are literally 0 chances that could happen. Like they were saying, like in our lifetime, the lifetimes to come, there's no way that could happen. But they said the same thing about Donald Trump becoming president. So I think, I don't want to rule out the comet thing.
Well, there's also the video that's going around that's like, what would happen if all the people on Earth just vanished? Which I think would be the same thing as if a comet hit the planet.
Yeah, that would.
Because it was like within the first 25 years, all the nuclear plants would shut down and then they would explode, causing radiation, so then everything would die. And then after a few million years, things would start to regrow again, like even around all the buildings and stuff, and it would just take over. It was one of those, like, recycle, respect the planet videos, but it was still, like, really interesting to see.
That's actually kind of neat. I never thought about the reactors being unmanned.
Mm-hmm.
They would go.
Yeah.
And they'd take a lot of it with it.
They sure would.
These are, I found this article, though, saying that should a comet actually hit the Earth, this is kind of what would happen. The impact would be 300 times greater than the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. So basically, right there, all life is gone, so these next couple of things won't matter anything to us.
Right.
Right.
Because we'll just be like, bye.
Our planet's climate would change because of sulfur dioxide causing cooling at first, which we actually could use a little bit of that. But then that would lead to long-term warming, which we have now. And then it says the climate would change and thus cause mass extinctions around the globe.
If we weren't already dead.
If we weren't already dead.
Gotcha.
Which, based on the first thing, that pretty much we would be.
Yeah.
And then it said, and then if a comet landed in the ocean, it would basically cause the biggest ass wave you've ever seen.
Like, all the surfers would be so happy. They'd be like, woo! Because, I mean, you see tsunami waves, right, that are like 60, 70 feet that come up.
I have never seen one.
Not even in videos?
With my own eyes.
Oh, good. Like, yeah, no.
I would...
That would be horrifying.
That would be so...
Could you imagine seeing a wave that big?
No. I've seen videos of like, in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And it was...
And it's terrifying to see from people's hotel rooms. Like, you just see a person on the beach. And, I mean, that person on the beach is thinking, well, I'm just fucked.
Yeah.
Like, at first, they're like, oh, my gosh, this is bigger than most skyscrapers. And it's about to consume my entire body.
So you basically know I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's it. And you see people trying to
outrun it.
And stuff. And it's like, there's no chance. I mean, I guess that's just nature.
You have the thing.
Yeah.
So if it did happen, we'd have a really big wave, and then we'd probably all have to go to Kentucky, and that's when we'll need that little ark they just built out there.
Oh my gosh. Leave the ark alone.
Oh my gosh.
Are we the only things that they were talking about in terms of life? Meaning, what will survive? Will anything survive?
I don't think anything would, because I was thinking about that too, and I was thinking that if a comet hit the Earth that was 300 times as powerful. 300 times as powerful.
A cockroach would still live. Have you ever tried to kill those fuckers?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was wondering. As far as like...
Kanye West probably would too. I mean, wouldn't it be something if Kanye West was like the sole survivor?
Like, he just comes up, ooh, I'd be like, what? How? Jesus just rose again.
But yeah, I'm going to basically assume that if a comet hits the Earth, it's pretty much it.
Yeah.
For everything. Because it did say that, like, oh, well, the climate would change and cause mass extinctions. I'm like, mass extinctions of what, though?
Yeah.
Like, I don't see how there could be anything really left alive after the first impact there.
Right.
Scary stuff. But, speaking of scary stuff, I do have something kind of nice I'd like to share. I saw this last night, and I got very excited. They have a new Blair Witch Project movie coming out. And it's going to be like a mix between like a found footage movie and then like an actual like movie.
Nice.
Right.
But I love the Blair Witch Project. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. Have you guys ever seen the movie?
No.
The first one, haven't seen the second one.
The second one's awful.
The
second one is like really bad. Like, who the hell thought that was?
Oh my gosh.
I didn't really think the first one was that good.
No, it's not. But like, from what it is, I like it because I was actually young enough when I saw the movie that I did not know that was like a found. I did not know that was a movie. Like, I thought that was yes. I thought that all of that was real.
Yeah. I mean, that was
the point, and that's why I got really excited about that.
I didn't see it till I was 17, so I already knew. Yeah.
No, I thought, oh my gosh, these people are really going through this. Did anyone help them?
I think
oh my gosh.
There's so much buildup. I think that's what I didn't like about it. It's not that scary until pretty much the last like 20 minutes.
Yes, because you actually never see anything.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
You should see it.
I think I will.
It's cool.
I think I will go see it.
But at the end, when they find the house and all that stuff, because you still don't really see anything. But it's still at least kind of spooky.
It's pretty spooky.
But everything up
I'm telling you, the movie is scary.
But it's just, that part is. But everything before that, it's just three people in the woods goofing around.
All right, well, I understand that. But if you were like an 8-year-old sitting there watching...
I mean, yeah, if you're an 8-year-old, everything's scary unless it's like Disney dancing around in front of you.
That sometimes could be scary, too.
You know what? It is. It's really scary.
It's really
it's
scary.
really suggestive. You're like, as soon as you watch some Disney films as an adult,
creepy.
It is.
Yeah,
What were they smoking when they did that?
I think that's the thing. That was like a trip.
Yeah. Everyone has their trip thing.
Yeah.
Ari, you got a upcoming HB2 show coming up this weekend.
Yes, I do.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It's a concert, and Bruno, Rose, and I are going to be performing at 12:45, and it's just to raise awareness, raise money to help. I'm not exactly sure what exactly it is. All I know is that Bruno asked me if I could do it. I said yes, and so we're going to be performing 4 of the songs that we've made together, and yeah, supporting the LGBT community.
Mm-hmm. So you're raising money to, I don't know, possibly pay somebody off to get rid of Pat McCory?
Right, like we're paying for an assassin. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe his brakes have something wrong with them.
Oh no, they just
maybe he tripped and fall down the stairs. I don't know. Maybe he does something like that.
I think he's preparing for it.
We have a storm approaching outside the studio.
I know, I saw the lightning and I was like, that was really fucking close. Did you see the video of the lightning that struck the pole in Chicago?
Oh my gosh, did you see that?
It exploded. It was just, like it was gone. I was like, what?
That was crazy, man.
First off, it was in Chicago. It was a few days ago. Was it yesterday?
Chicago.
But, like, why was that guy filming in the first place? He was just, like, filming traffic, and then all of a sudden, the light pole, like, you just see a flash of light, and then the thing just explodes.
That was crazy.
And they replay it in slow motion, and you see the thing just combust into fire sticks.
There was nothing left. Fire sticks. Yeah. There was nothing left
like
of that.
mini torches.
But speaking of HB2, the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game, was supposed to be held in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not. They have decided to, and because of HB2, the NBA All-Star Game will not take place in Charlotte.
I think that's why whenever I went to Virginia the other day, I walked by the bathrooms and I was like, I can use either one legally here. And it was so interesting to think that all I had to do was cross a state border.
That's it.
That's all that it took.
Yeah, but also the concept that people want to is kind of not real either.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to use whichever one they want.
Exactly.
So it was sort of a manufactured
because I'm not really a fan of the men's rooms because I think it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just like the urinals and that's just like, that's just a little eerie for me. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah. So it just seems like a strange thing in general that he'd be against it because it was never really an issue to begin with.
I think it's because he probably had a female prostitute who was transgendered and he was like, I'm in love with you. And she said no. And he's like, well, you can't pee where the women go. Like, fuck you.
I am like you, Ross. I think that if someone's going to go into the if a male is going to go into the female bathroom just so he can look at poon, then that is
law's not going to stop him.
That is exactly. Well, see, that is not a transgender problem. That is called a creeper.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is a sexual offense problem. That has nothing to do with transgender.
Here's an interesting thing that I have with this though is that they, being conservatives, are constantly going on and on about how if they have this law, it would somehow fix something.
Yeah.
This is the same group of people who are just constantly mocking anti-gun zones because that won't work. Yes. So they can see it in one issue, but can't seem to see it in the other issue.
That's right.
It's
my gosh.
absolutely brilliant. If we keep them out of the bathrooms, then there will be no more sexual problems. But we cannot keep guns off the street because that will not fix anything.
Because that will just cause more problems.
Yeah.
Like,
But what is going on, man? What is going on with the Democratic emails? They cannot keep...
I don't know.
They cannot keep emails together. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's the chair of the Democratic National Committee, is in some trouble because of some leaked emails showing that she, in fact, favored Clinton, who she's actually going to be working for legitimately as soon as the Democratic National Convention is over.
That's right.
Which I thought it was weird. She said, I will step down from my job as soon as the convention is over.
Yeah.
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 But not before. I think that's kind of weird.
That's very weird.
Yeah.
Because, Bernie was supposed to actually be the Democratic poll?
Well, he was favored through... And what was odd is that everybody was always so into him, but it seemed like Clinton was constantly beating him because of the delegates.
Right.
But it turns out that she was actually helping that along because she favored Clinton. And they were kind of cock-blocking, if you will, Bernie Sanders.
I didn't hear how they were doing that. I knew that they favored him and that they're not supposed to.
Right.
And that they talked about trying to bring up his
they wanted
faith.
his faith.
But did they?
They did not bring up his faith. I can't recall them ever bringing up his faith, but I know they were saying, like, what are some ways that we can, kind of get the light off of Bernie Sanders? And they were like, well, let's bring up his faith. Let's try to do this and this and this, and then paint him in this kind of light,
which
so that people are like,
they're not allowed to be doing that. But,
no.
But I guess the point I was wondering was, they already crossed the line even talking about it, but did they actually do any of that stuff? Because it seemed like he was losing legitimately.
Yeah.
True. I mean, he was winning votes, but he wasn't getting those delegates. Like, he would win the state, but he wasn't winning the delegates.
Right.
I mean, Clinton was always going to be it.
Yeah.
I mean, she was always.
It just sucks because he was such a cool underdog.
I preferred him, but I'm wondering if
did they actually bring it up?
Everybody was so upset last night, booing constantly, and it got on my nerves. I was really annoyed.
Actually got on Sarah Silverman's nerves.
She was absolutely right.
She was.
The Bernie or bust people are being stupid.
They are.
And
they're gonna be one of the reasons why Trump probably wins this.
Well, they're definitely helping.
Yeah, totally.
But it's sort of like, as someone who liked him and supported him, I was so annoyed by what they were doing.
Yeah,
because they weren't helping.
No,
they weren't helping at all. And if there's, it's like, you wanted a certain person to get in there. I get it, but he didn't.
So just take what you have and go with it.
Yeah, and I heard one of the guys today talking about how he didn't appreciate what Sarah Silverman was saying, and he was saying, we're fighting for all these things. This is ridiculous. And it's like, first of all, she was fighting for those two because she was really hardcore Bernie Sanders.
She was very into Bernie.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So that's not what she was saying was ridiculous. She was saying the behavior was being ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it was being ridiculous. And also, they weren't fighting for anything last night. They were whining like children.
Yeah.
And disrupting something. That's not fighting for something.
Yes. It's like whenever you tell a kid, like, no, we can't go do this because we have to go do this instead. They're like, but I don't want to. Like, well, just accept the fact that life is going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
We still have to win.
Exactly. Because I would rather have a president who resembles, like, I consider both of them to be injuries. And I think Hillary Clinton's like a paper cut, and Donald Trump is like third-degree burn all over your body.
Oh, yeah.
Like, which one is easier to recover from?
Right.
And I think Hillary Clinton would be.
Yeah.
I'd rather take a paper cut across my eyeball.
Oh, God! One of my acting teachers, actually, he has two daughters, and whenever they were infants, one of them scratched his eye and caused like a cornea excision. I forget what it's called.
I knew a guy who he had a little kid and he was lifting him up and putting him back down, and the kid springing off caught his cornea and yanked it out.
Yeah.
But apparently it's like linked up to some thing.
Yeah.
And it was just hanging out of his eye, and they had to go like stitch it back.
Sweet Jesus.
That was horrible.
It sounds.
You brought up the eyeball.
Yeah. I actually heard that the eyeball has the same consistency of a peeled grape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like you can rip the ear off like a ripe banana.
Yeah.
Same pressure where you're just like.
Yeah. That's disgusting. But the Sanders thing, actually, this is the only thing I ever agreed with Trump on, is that Trump said that Bernie was in a rigged game just like he was.
Yeah. But Bernie was saying that too.
Yeah.
I mean that was another thing I didn't understand was, these emails, they just proved what everybody already knew. So it wasn't like we had this new revelation.
Right.
That's actually true. When it did come out, I was mad about it.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, I had a moment of like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I absolutely knew this was going on.
Yeah, and Bernie was saying that months ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think it's really great and shows how great of a guy he is.
Yeah.
That even after all that, he still came out and said, you know what, Clinton, he supports.
Well, because what other choice does he have?
Right.
It's
he
him
can
versus Trump. It's no contest.
But the thing is, he can run again in 4 years. So
if he ain't dead.
Oh my gosh.
For a guy his age, though, he's got more energy than most of those people combined.
Right.
True. I was just telling someone, I was like, when Obama took office, he was relatively young.
Oh, yeah.
But the next month,
hair was black.
I'm about to say the next month, he looked...
His skin was all, like,
sagging.
Nice
yeah.
Now he's just...
he's a saggy mess.
Like,
and I was like, what would have happened to poor Sanders?
Well, what's going to happen to Trump if Trump... He's saggy enough.
He's going to lose his spray tan. He's going to come out like this burnt
that thing on the top of his head's going to run away. But what's interesting about it though is that Sanders supports Clinton. He comes out, but Ted Cruz
Ted Cruz, my God. He couldn't do that. He couldn't do that, and it didn't work out for him because...
he got booed.
Well, not just that, but there was a poll. It was people who were favorable toward him prior to that. It was like 60%.
Yeah.
After that night, it was down to 30%.
Damn.
So he didn't play that very well.
I'm sure he thought he was, but I do like what he said. He was like, "No one can talk about my wife."
Oh, that's so stupid.
And expect me to forgive them.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen.
Or his dad.
It ain't gonna happen.
Because he kept trying to draw parallels between the JFK assassination.
Oh my gosh.
But that was I remember months ago when he I think it was the day he dropped out, the day Ted Cruz dropped out, he was talking about it, and he was like, "You're a sniveling coward. Leave Heidi the hell alone." And it was like, that is such shit. Like, I didn't buy that for a second.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure he doesn't like having his family mocked, but it's like, come on, that's part of the game. And he was
for real.
The whole thing with his wife all started because of his group posting something about Melania.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
and they're like, "Oh yeah, well here's this."
Yeah. He hit and got hit back harder, and
now he's complaining.
Upset about it.
But I swear to you, Ted Cruz, I'll say this for him, he must be the only man in America who is comfortable with being the most hated man.
Oh yeah.
In the country. I mean, because the more hate he gets, it doesn't seem to faze him.
That was part of the problem with I think how Trump got where he was, because for a while it was Trump and Cruz, and nobody liked either.
Yeah.
And because the Republicans didn't really like Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
The Republicans don't really stick together very much.
They don't.
They don't.
A few years ago, it took them. Remember?
They really don't.
Well, do you remember? I mean, it's not really comparable after what happened now, but do you remember with Romney? They had a hard time accepting Romney. Who'd have thought then, when they were upset with Romney, that they'd be having to accept Trump?
You're right. They'd have to trump it up.
They seem to be sticking behind him more.
Well,
I guess they got to now.
They're trying. Well, everybody.
They've made their bed. Now they got to sleep in that.
Well, not just that though, but I think they at least have enough sense to know that it looks really bad to their voters if they can't get together.
Right.
So they're pretending to be okay with this. They're pretending like it's not that big of a deal because they don't want to panic the flock.
Right.
So, but I keep hearing, you keep hearing Trump say, "Well, the Sanders supporters are coming to me." Do you really think that's true? Do you really think the Bernie Sanders supporters will go to Trump because he is an outside guy? I mean,
not nearly enough to sway anything.
I really hope not, because if they were going to vote for Bernie in the first place, and then they see like the list that Bernie was going for, all of the motives that he had to be president versus what Donald Trump has, like, you would still want to vote for Hillary because Hillary is going to be more towards your reasoning.
Yeah. And Sanders and Trump couldn't be more opposite.
Yeah.
Right. And the difference between Sanders and Hillary is so much less than the difference between him and Trump.
Yeah, I think it's more of Trump, and I think it's more Trump just being a narcissist. Oh, yeah, they're coming to vote for me. In fact, I think that even if he loses this election, he'll find a way to say that, well, he actually won it, but in this rigged game, he lost it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I find interesting about Trump? Out of everybody who he's publicly hated, he hasn't really hated anyone as much as he hated Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't seem to have the balls to go up against Obama.
Yeah.
That's right.
He waited until the young, cool black guy was out before
right.
he decided to run.
That's because he knew that he would lose.
Well, he would lose, and him losing anything is bad enough, but could you imagine how he would have felt if he lost to the young, cool black guy? That
right.
Mm-hmm. But he feels like he can beat the Blair Witch.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I want to do a quick test. This is kind of neat. I want us to go on Facebook.
Okay.
So get your respective mobile devices. This is going to be a little quick voting session here.
Okay.
And what we're going to do, you go to, this is called the little Trump-Hillary test here. You go on your Facebook and you go to, let's go to...
the search bar?
Let's go to Donald Trump's Facebook page. Donald J. Trump.
J. Trump.
Yes. And then you go to where you'll see it shows your mutual friends who like him. See how many mutual friends you have who like Donald Trump.
Where do you see the mutual friends?
It says right here in 50. It's right there in front of you. Mine, it says that I have 16 mutual friends who like.
I have
Donald
technically Trump. 59.
What?
59?
How are we grading? Let's make this a game. Do you win if you've got more or if you've got less?
Well, I want to see like who's got like because we're gonna do Hillary next, and I want to see like who wins in this little election.
But the thing is, the reason why I'm having an issue with this is because the first person that likes Donald J. Trump's page is my friend Rob Fry, who I know is super Democratic, so I think he likes it out of irony.
Or he likes it because he wants to keep track of what he's saying.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Let me look at some of the people.
Well, you want to know how many I've got?
How many?
4.
You have 4? How the fuck do I have 59?
I keep good company, apparently.
I actually wish I could say the same, but I'm looking at the list of people here that I have mutual friends who like that page, and I'm like, no, they kind of do.
Let's see.
Actually, except for that one. That's odd there. I don't want to say her name out in public, but...
Oh. Yeah, okay. Half the ones that I'm looking at are like irony, possibly irony.
I've got 2 that I know actually do. 2 questionable ones.
Yeah, those 2 are pretty questionable. Yeah, I imagine. Okay.
So I guess I've got 4 total, 2 actual.
All right, so now let's go over to Hillary Clinton. Let's go over to Hillary Clinton and see how she's doing.
Over to Hill Dog.
For me, I had 16 for Trump. Maybe 2 questionable. I have only 8.
I have 46.
So Trump's still beaten.
Well, here we go. I've got 4 again.
4.
Look at you.
And I would say that.
Now, do you want to go see Bernie?
All 4 of these.
Yeah, let's go look at Bernie.
4 actual ones for me.
Let's go look at Bernie Sanders.
I typed in Beanie.
Beanie Sanders. I bet you Bernie kills it.
Yep.
I bet you he absolutely kills it.
133.
29 for me.
6.
That's my So see,
Bernie wins.
We all had Bernie Sanders. I'm telling you, man.
2 of those.
But this is my point.
Are leftovers from Hillary.
Oh snap!
So they just jump ship.
Well, no. I just mean they, as well as Sanders, they also like Hillary. But they don't like.
But here's my point. Here's my point with all that. Bernie Sanders had the most out of all of us. Here's my point. If you really, if you really wanted to go with a candidate that was going to legitimately beat Trump, that was your guy.
Well, but you got to remember, he is a independent. He was running on the Democratic ticket, but he's an independent. He's always been an independent. He hasn't always lined up exactly. He's actually more liberal on some ideas and less on others. So Hillary was a safer bet for the Democrats.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think he would have had it better. I would have loved to have seen him debate Trump because I think he was the best debater. I think he definitely beat Hillary.
Yeah.
He would have killed Trump.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
They were trying to get a debate.
And Trump kept putting it on.
Yeah, someone, I forget who it was a late night host, brought the idea. And Trump, of course, wasn't going to back down, so he was like, sure. And then,
I think it was Jimmy Kimmel.
I'll do it.
Might have been. And then as soon as Bernie heard it, Bernie was like, yeah, we'll do
down.
it.
Let's do it.
And then Trump was like, well, we need to make X amount of millions of dollars to do this. And then he realized that sounded kind of bad. So then he said, well, all that's going to go to charity then.
Oh my gosh.
So then they were trying to work it out, and then he just killed it.
But I would have
been a bad idea for him.
I honestly,
for real.
Yeah, I honestly believe Trump's going to win this. I really do.
I'd wait until the debates.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get destroyed in the debates. And I think Mike Pence is going to get destroyed in the debates as well.
How do you like Tim Kaine? I heard a pundit put it that Tim Kaine is a mayonnaise sandwich on whole wheat bread.
He's not the most exciting guy.
No.
But
That's what I heard.
I haven't heard things nearly as objectionable about him as I have Pence.
Yeah. She snorted. A mayonnaise sandwich on whole wheat bread. Have you never heard that before?
I haven't heard that.
I'm gonna use that on so many things.
I feel like she would have had a better chance if she was going with Bernie Sanders. Can you imagine if she'd have done Bernie Sanders, she'd have definitely won. And then if she'd have gone with like an Elizabeth Warren, 2 women on a ticket.
Okay, I've got some opinions on this.
Okay, go for it.
Because I thought
this is an opinion-based show.
Yeah. I thought Cory Booker would have been a good choice as well. Cory Booker is he's a young senator, but he's a lot of people like him.
Yeah,
and he's even like saved people's lives.
Yeah,
he's run into buildings, I think, on fire and saved people.
Because he's just a good person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you saw him last night at the convention, he had a really good that speech. Mm-hmm. And people were booing him while he was doing it, and he was just rising above all of that. Yeah. So, I mean, I thought he was a really good choice, but he obviously didn't get picked. But here's the thing. She's got the women vote.
Yeah.
So, as good as Elizabeth Warren would have been, what would she have really brought in terms of voting? Because you have to think this is all about how they can get people. It's not so much about the ideas, because she's going to borrow the ideas from these people anyway.
Right.
So she didn't really need Elizabeth Warren because of that. She's definitely got the black vote, which is where I think Cory Booker got dropped. Because,
yeah.
Bernie Sanders couldn't get that either.
No, which
oddly
I understand.
enough, because he was an activist.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
He marched with
I don't
King.
know. Yeah, he sure did.
I don't think it was ever going to be Sanders. I would have liked it to have been, but I don't think it ever was going to be, just because it was kind of a weird, contentious,
it would have been odd.
But here's the thing that the
maybe if he was 20 years younger.
The one group of people though that Trump is getting, that Hillary's having a hard time with, is white men.
Yeah.
That's why Tim Kaine got brought into this, because that's the kind of person Tim Kaine's gonna, because he's gonna appeal to them. Yeah. So I think I don't think any of these choices are bad. I think she's any one of them would have been fine.
Right.
But I think she went with the one that is going to bring in more votes that she can't get herself.
Where she's lacking.
You bring up an interesting point with the white men, because as a woman, I'm sure you have opinions on this. Mm-hmm. But the white men believe the white men, as if we're not.
You sound like a Native American.
The white men
take over our land. Oh my gosh.
So basically, white people, white males in this demographic, which we're actually not in that demographic. We're millennials.
Yeah,
that's true. You're not over 35.
We're not in that demographic. Mm-hmm. Those 35 and older white males who appeal to Trump, I think, is because they appeal to him so much because he's promising them this great America, and where they're in control.
Yeah.
And as bad as that sounds, it is bad, and I think that's why he appeals to them, because he's promising this America great again, which I always want to know, when is that? Like, when they say we want to go back to where America was, the old America, like, what are you talking about? They want
to go back to 1950s sitcoms.
Yes.
Like Leave It to Beaver.
Yes, they do.
Never really existed in the first place.
Exactly.
That's my point, though. That was a freaking TV show.
What was that movie where I think Reese Witherspoon was in it, where they entered into the... Yeah, Pleasantville. Yeah. That's where they want to live.
Yeah. I love that. It was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
I showed you that movie.
I love that film. I love that film so much. No, my dad and I watched it too. But
I showed you first.
Well, whatever.
Daddy.
Leave my daddy out of this.
I showed you first.
But no, they want to live in a fantasy land, which is really sad. But the reason why they think that it happened is because that's the only television that they have in remembrance of the 50s.
Yeah. when it was, when the woman stayed at home, it got a good laugh when he threatened to punch her in the face.
Why I oughta.
The black guy
to the moon, Alice.
The black guy and the Mexicans were nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is what he's appealing to.
Exactly.
But that's not a great America. I'm saying that the America now isn't all that bad. Yes,
it's not.
Yes, there's things, but it's not all that bad. We could definitely be worse. I think we've only gotten better. That's actually something funny. The Make America Great Again thing.
Yeah.
John Kasich was offered. So the Trump, they go to John Kasich, who was running for president as well. Mm-hmm. They go to John Kasich and they tell him, hey, you can have the job as vice president, and here's what we'll give you. We'll give you domestic affairs and foreign affairs.
Yeah.
And Kasich's like,
that's all.
That's it. I mean, that's what a president does, domestic affairs and foreign affairs. So he said, well, what's Trump going to do? And they responded with, and this is not a joke, this is not a punchline. He said, he's going to be making America great again.
Oh, my God.
So that's what they said. So, like, while John Kasich, so basically, if they gave Pence the same deal,
Pence is going to be running.
Pence is going to be the president.
Yeah.
So let's say if they gave him the same deal, he gets to be in charge of domestic affairs, foreign affairs. Meanwhile, Trump's out making America great again.
Yeah.
What if Trump is just doing all of this like a Kanye thing, like an act? Because a few years ago, well, not a few years ago, like a decade or two ago, there was a quote from him that was like, if I were to run for president, I'd run for Republican because they're the stupidest party and they'd vote for me, something like that. And
that was fake, though.
That was fake?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good to know. I was like really hoping I was like in the back of my mind hoping that was real.
It seemed like something he would say.
Exactly.
Well, I did hear this. He did say something very close to that. to be fair, where he said that the economy has always been better under the Democrats. They seem to know what they're doing.
Nice.
He did say that.
Yeah.
I heard him say that. But he is more of a Republican, always kind of has been, but he just said...
You think so? I always feel like he's more of a liberal, to be honest. I don't see him having any conservative values at all.
So, I mean, so then there must be some truth to what Arianna said, even though there...
It could be just an act.
Well, I mean, the fact that maybe he is running on the Republican ticket because he knows that would have been an easier...
Like, watch him get into office and then all of a sudden just completely 180 and be like a Bernie Sanders.
That would be crazy.
Well, there's a lot of people who wonder if this is all an act to get Hillary elected. Because he has a very awkward and odd, suspicious history with Hillary. I don't know if it's true, but... I mean, I know his history is true. I don't know if he's actually doing this, but he's not. He hasn't always been the way he's acting.
Yeah,
he's definitely. I mean, he's always been kind of a narcissist. He's always been kind of an ass. But he's saying some ridiculous things. Yeah, and he hasn't really. As far as like, here's the question: do you think he's actually a racist? Because his life. The way he's treated people in the majority of his life wouldn't suggest he is. Right. So if he is one, that's bad enough. But if he's not, then he's using racism basically as a tool. Is that what's worse in your opinion?
I would say using it as a platform to get elected is worse. Because if you are a racist, as bad as that is, at least that's what you are, and you're not using it for any gain, you just are an ass.
That's smart. That's true.
But if you're using it for a platform, now you're fueling the damn thing. Yeah. You're giving life to it, and you're using it for your own personal benefit.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
And I think that is. I think that's worse.
So that is a lot worse.
But this theory is that Clinton was at his wedding. Melania liked Clinton. Chelsea Clinton was pretty good friends with his daughter. I forget what her name is.
The one who's a total 10.
The one who's a total 10.
Yeah. The one that he wants to bang.
Ivanka.
Ivanka
and Chelsea Clinton.
Ivanka, do my daughter.
Oh my gosh.
That's why he named her Ivanka. Ivanka, do my daughter.
All right, Dracula, calm down.
But
that's my Ivanka.
Ivanka, suck her blood. Sorry, God.
He came out in support of Bill Clinton during his scandals.
Yeah.
Now he's saying Bill Clinton's a rapist. He's had a life that is so at odds with what he's saying now, and the theory is that he's essentially run as a Republican against her, and he's going to say the most batshit crazy things, assuming that America's going to go no. The problem is
a lot of people are going yes.
Yeah. And some people have wondered if that was what started. And then another sort of sub-theory is that because it's working out for him, he's just going with it now. And he wants it now.
Well, this is too close. I was about to say, well, now that I have a chance to be president, might as well go for it.
But here's my the other side of that for me, though. I just can't picture him being in that kind of like subservient role. Yeah. He's so into himself and his name. I can't imagine him failing at being the president for anyone else. I think that's a big order for someone like him.
That is a big order.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it is very. If it's all just coincidence, it's very weird.
Very weird coincidence.
Yeah, his history with the Clintons, and all of a sudden he just hates them.
Out of random.
And also Melania clearly liking Michelle Obama. She said that she liked Michelle Obama.
Her speech so much that she actually did it again.
Yeah.
And in fact, speaking of Michelle Obama, did you guys hear her speech the other night? It was very good.
I got to see the link. Is that the one where she was at the university?
No, it was the Democratic convention.
Okay, gotcha.
It
was a really great speech. If you haven't heard it, you need to go listen to it, or just wait for Melania to do it, because I cannot wait for her to do that speech and put her spin.
That would have been the one to plagiarize.
That would have been the one, because that was a really good speech.
She actually said, "See, that was my thing. Is Michelle Obama's speech that she plagiarized? It was a good speech and everything, but it was all kind of generic. But last night's speech, that was some serious things that I hadn't heard anyone say before.
Yes, it was very good. Yeah. And I guess she had to."
Yeah,
to come up with so that it didn't get plagiarized again.
Well, not just that, but it
was very good.
She was the first speaker last night that didn't get any boos.
Yeah,
she talked about Hillary and nobody booed. These are people who were like acting like animals, booing.
you know, everybody else.
They were booing Bernie. When he said Hillary, and that's their guy.
They're like, "Whoa, wait a minute, what?"
It's been an odd convention.
Yeah, but
it's like they said the H word.
This is the H word.
Did you hear he sent out a text and an email prior to it to all of his constituents saying, as a personal favor to me, don't act up during this because this isn't about me, this isn't about her, this is about our ideas. So stop booing and acting like that. And none of them respected that.
Some of them may have, but the ones that didn't were very loud.
Yeah. Animals.
Yeah. If I were Bernie Sanders, I would have been so disappointed in my people. At least the ones who were acting.
Bernie,
totally.
So upset.
I think Bernie needs to sit them down and just give them a good old grandpa talking to.
I would totally listen.
Good old talking to from Vermont.
He made me nervous last night though, because when he was talking, it wasn't like until the end. It wasn't like, hey, everyone go for Hillary. It was great. A lot of like some of the things he said, he was like, I know you guys are disappointed. No one's more disappointed than me. And he was like, I want to see you guys tomorrow voting. And I was thinking, is he allowed to like Ted Cruz this?
Oh
and,
shit!
And try to stay in it. And then he got it back around to basically on point. But yeah, he was making me nervous for a bit.
You were like, oh no, he's about to do it.
I honestly was watching him thinking, is he about to jump back in?
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have been a horrible idea.
That would have been.
Moving on, I got another little thing here. I swear, I never wanted this to be a straight political show, but it is so much.
Well,
there's so much.
It's so relevant right now,
and there's so much.
It won't be in a few months.
Exactly.
And plus, this is the most unique situation. We're actually kind of lucky in a way. We're living a very historical thing because this is the most unique situation that's ever happened.
We've seen a millionaire reality show dismantle a political party.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh.
It's very interesting. But I do have this fun little thing here. I found this the other day. I really like lists. And I found this. These are the 16 worst aging stars.
Oh my god!
In Hollywood, and I'll put the pictures up as we talk about them here, so you can see what these guys look like.
I'm gonna look them up so we can react to.
Do it.
What they look like.
So first on the list, Lindsay Lohan.
She has not aged well. Yeah.
We all know what she looks
like. She went from the cute little girl in the Parent Trap, which by the way is one of my dad's favorite movie.
Hey, do we have time for me to tell you a very quick little story about her?
Of course, this is yeah.
My brother went to college in Rhode Island, and I think he was saying that one of the guys that he went to college with grew up on Long Island with her, and he said that ever since she was a little girl, she was a huge bitch. She was never this cute little redhead girl like she was. Because everyone was like, oh, this sweet little girl, what happened to her? She went crazy. Apparently, some people who knew her when she was a kid said she was horrible back then, too.
So she's just always been like this.
Maybe, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Dang.
Next, this one hits home, because this is one of my favorite movies. And every time I see this kid, I cannot believe what he's become. But Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone.
Yeah.
What?
He's looking weird.
Have you not seen what this guy looks like now?
How do you spell that name?
There you go. It's on my paper. It is a weird name. Yeah, he started hanging out with Marilyn Manson.
Oh shit!
And that's when the problems began.
There was rumors of him being like
Michael
on
Jackson
drugs and stuff.
Whoa!
A Kid Rock thing going on.
Yeah, he does. Actually.
Yeah, I was just thinking about
that.
We were trying funny things.
Yeah, that was when everyone was wondering if he was like.
He looks like that. Oh! He looks like that one guy from. Is it Leave It to Beaver? No, Andy Griffith's show, the police officer.
Oh,
Sheriff Taylor.
Yeah. With a neck.
Oh.
Not in the face, with a neck.
I don't know if I've seen that. I'm not 100% sure I know who that is.
Oh, gotcha.
Next on the list says the star from and she fell. I think the pressure just got to her, but she's the star of the new Sharknado movies, which the fourth one's coming out, The Fourth Awakens. Tara Reid.
I was gonna say I'm already typing it in.
Oh, I want to see this.
This is plastic surgery gone horribly awry.
Have you seen the one woman that tries to look like a cat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there she is. That's what she's looking like these days.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which.
She doesn't look bad at all.
No, this is
These may not be.
That's when she was looking good.
Yeah.
Some people are still in denial about what she probably looked like, but she definitely has had too much plastic surgery.
Okay.
The next guy, definitely, if you look at a picture of him as a young person.
Ooh, okay, I see it now. Yeah.
The next guy is night and day. And that is Mickey Rourke.
No.
Mickey Rourke, I think that was intentional to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because he looked so much like Bruce Willis for a while.
He did. And that's what I'm saying. He's like night and day to what he looks like now.
And he went into boxing and got his face all smashed up.
Yeah. That'll do it. That will mess up your face.
Next on the list, huge when I was a kid, Britney Spears.
I love doing her voice.
Do it. Do a little bit.
1, 2, 3.
Britney Spears.
I need to do one of the days. I need to do voice impressions.
I know. We need to do that. Do Green Day real quick.
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. Yesterday I was singing. Oh, what's that called? The new Drake song with the 1 in the title. I was singing it like Shakira.
Oh.
So that was a lot of fun. I can never sing Drake songs like Drake. That's what I found out.
Well, he's got a unique.
Just like, Hotline Bling is sing like Alabama Shakes.
Yeah. We do need to do impressions one day.
That's what we need to do.
Val Kilmer, who
he's making a comeback.
Is he?
I think, well, not career-wise. I mean...
Is he losing the weight?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to come back. Because, at one time, he was in the volleyball scene on Top Gun.
Yeah.
And now, he's... I think he's been going to Hardee's a little too much.
I know exactly the picture that I'll show you, too.
Oh, please do. I'm excited.
Him on the beach.
On the beach, and he probably doesn't look like...
Whoa!
Oh my God!
What?
I guess he's like
somebody help that seal!
Stop!
No. Is this slightly mean what we're doing?
Slightly.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because
sounds a bit fun.
Well, yeah, it's fun. Sarah Jessica Parker. Now listen.
Oh my God.
She was never.
I'm about to say, personally,
can't give you that one.
I actually don't think that she's been all that attractive ever. Like, I was looking at her before and after picture, and I was like, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Which one's before?
Axl Rose. Listen, he once sang every rose has its thorns. Well, he found all the damn thorns.
Yeah.
He is apparently trying to get a picture taken off the internet. There's a picture of him going around. Actually, it's this picture right here. And he's trying he's trying to get this picture taken off. He got really mad. And I was thinking to myself, who knew about this picture until he was complaining about it? Like, if you don't want people to see your picture, that's the thing to do. Make it a big news story.
Like, oh man, don't look at this picture. Like, well, I'm gonna look at it.
He's still rocking though. He's actually going to be look at that before and after. He's actually going to be playing for AC/DC because lead man for AC/DC Brian Johnson has lost his hearing.
Oh really?
He lost his hearing. So Axl Rose is stepping in for that. Next on the list, Carrot Top. And listen.
Oh my God, I think I've seen that one.
Kids, if you're ever thinking if steroids is a good idea, just look up Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't seen it.
And that'll tell you.
He's been jacked for a while. I didn't know if there was something new that happened to him.
Steroids, but I don't think he looks all that way now.
Well, that's what his face looks like. That's
damn.
But yeah, that doesn't really show it very well. But he got really big. Like,
what's up with the eyebrows?
He looks crazy.
He was always that was his thing, though. He was always weird looking.
He was weird.
Yeah, and he called himself Carrot Top for a reason.
Next on the list, Madonna.
Yeah, I mean,
the Queen of Pop.
I get it. Sometimes you age, and that's fine. Whatever. You're not always going to look youthful.
I was going to say, as far as she's concerned, I feel like she's just aged normally.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything.
Because she's been in the limelight for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about like Axl Rose, it's a massive difference.
Yeah.
Tara Reid is because she goes past her. Like I don't know. I wouldn't give Madonna too much shit for it.
Right.
I think she's just a normal human being.
Exactly. I think she's just aging.
I think she hasn't tried. I mean, I don't know. Has she tried to do any kind of surgery?
I don't think so. I know she came up with this. She came up with this fake British accent.
There that's the same thing that happens whenever whenever people study abroad for like 2 months, they come back and they're like, oh, look at me. I've just been studying over in London for so long.
And I'm so smart.
My sweet mates, my band mates, whatever. And it's so great. Like, come on. It's been 2 months.
Yeah, I've been in the South for almost 10 years. I don't think I've ever said y'all.
You don't talk like one of us.
Right, yeah.
This guy, I'm really surprised about. I was a big fan of his. Brendan Fraser. What the hell happened to this guy? He used to be a household name. He was doing movies like The Mummy and George of the Jungle.
Yeah,
I don't know.
What did he...
But,
was there something that caused him to kind of fall apart?
Well, he started making some pretty bad movies. There was that one where he played the Canadian park.
He just looks the same. He just looks
Brendan Fraser.
Slightly puffy.
Whoa,
that
what was that?
That has to be Photoshopped. Nobody looks like that.
Maybe that's why they thought he looked bad.
Nobody looks like that.
Snippity diggity, that's crazy.
He's sort of gotten a little bit, a little big, a little puffy.
A little puffy.
Yeah.
So did
hell, I'm puffy, but don't you think I'm cute?
Puff the magic dragon.
Now, Nick Cage got super puffy.
Yes, he did.
His face is very puffy.
Poor Nick Cage. He's not on the list. I was really hoping he would be.
But he never looked good.
No. But still, I like making fun of him. I like making fun. One of these days, we're going to do an entire hour on Nick Cage.
I was going to say, next time we should just do a top 10 puffiest celebrities.
Not fat, puffy.
There's a difference.
So this next one, we were actually talking about Kid Rock earlier, and this next one I blame Kid Rock completely for. And that's Pamela Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Because once she hooked up,
what does she look like now?
She looks like Kid Rock now. Actually, I think when she got hooked up with Kid Rock, she kind of delved into his lifestyle a little bit.
Yeah.
And she's looking. She looks white trash.
I guess I still think she looks all right.
I just think she looks a little trash.
Can't really. Oh, like right here. Again, though, it's hard because she just sort of
aged.
Yeah.
I blame Kid Rock.
I mean, I don't think he helped.
Probably not.
Courtney Love.
She's been messed up.
She's been messed up though. She was on this list, and I was kind of surprised because I thought, I was like you. I was like, was she ever like great looking? And then, and I think it was around the time she got hooked up with Kurt Cobain, and I still kind of do feel like she had something to do with that.
Oh no.
I think so.
You know what I always found weird? Dave Grohl started a new band like the following Monday.
Oh my gosh!
There was no grieving. It was our main guy's dead.
Well, actually,
new band, yeah.
Well, actually, let's get on this a little bit. I like Dave Grohl, and actually, if you look at Nirvana as a whole, I think he realized he was the one on the band.
I wasn't suggesting he did anything with it. I thought it was strange that.
But I mean, didn't Kurt Cobain already have Crohn's disease? Like, didn't he have some kind of ailment that would have just knocked him off?
He had to go out and sit on a stool when he did concerts because he couldn't stand, and then he canceled a lot of shows because of it. And that's actually why he was doing the drugs. It was medicinal.
Well,
right.
And then he got hooked on it because it was curing his pain, so he just got hooked on it naturally.
Well, I thought that his disease was undiagnosed while he was alive, and he wasn't getting medicine, and so that's why he was doing the drugs because a doctor wasn't giving him anything.
That's ridiculous.
So he was doing the drugs.
Yeah.
I'll just nurse myself. Yeah.
Next on the list, Matthew Perry. Who's been in and out of rehab several times.
Again.
Puffy.
Yeah.
Puffy.
Oh my God.
He got Puffy.
Puffy.
But he had to be the fun. To me, I think he was the funniest character on Friends. Like that show.
I didn't watch Friends.
I did. I was
Being
like
named Ross, I avoided it.
Oh my gosh.
Ross was the worst one on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fun story.
David Schwimmer.
Fun story. Whenever I was in middle school, I dated a guy named Chandler. And then 2 years, after we dated and we broke up, I dated a guy named Joey right after. And I was like, oh, man, now I got to date the guy named Ross.
Going through the Friends.
Well,
damn.
I remember a few years ago, there was something that David Schwimmer did that pissed off some people.
Yeah.
And they wrote, like, fuck you, Ross.
Oh, no.
And I remember reading the article, and I was like, is this a hate crime?
Is this a hate
what?
Should I be upset?
I'm offended for him.
He does not speak for Rosses.
Yeah.
He's David Schwimmer.
He's a fake Ross.
Fake Ross.
He's not real.
So, yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't see. I kind of don't really agree with a lot of this list because I don't think he's
I didn't write
horribly.
the list.
No,
right.
but I'm just saying I don't think he aged horribly. I just think he aged.
Well,
I think the list should be called celebrities that have done drugs and celebrities that have aged.
I was about to say all these people on this list have done drugs or plastic surgery.
Yeah.
But also, it's like we knew all these people when they were young. Why are we surprised that they aged?
Right, because we're aging too. Like whenever we were younger, we just got taller.
It's not like, I still look like I'm 21.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not like look at all these people who became hideous. Look at all these people who got older.
Exactly.
I don't look 28.
Now you look like you're 50.
Grandpa. The lady who cut my hair thought I was 23.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost 21.
I still get carded when I'm 23.
Oh, I got carded all the time.
I didn't get carded before I was 21. And then as soon as I turned 21, something must have happened where they're like, oh, wait a minute, you might be too young.
I went to get on my birthday a drink, and I ordered a drink, and he did not card me on my 21st birthday. Did not card me. I was like, aren't you supposed to? This is my day.
I've seen a lot of people.
Well, didn't you go to Applebee's?
I did. I went
to Applebee's. Don't give 2 fucks.
I hate Applebee's.
How many, since we're talking about looks, how many people have you gone to school with that you've seen lately that look so old? Because so many people I went to look super, super old.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I'm thinking. I know. Well, speaking of puffy, I've seen a lot of guys that I went to high school with who were jocks who are puffy.
Yeah.
But that's also because half of the people that I see that are from high school that look older to me have done a lot of drugs.
I think it's also because they drink a lot of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer makes you puffy.
Mm-hmm. It'll do it.
Yeah.
Beer makes you puffy. And I've seen a lot of them get puffy. Now, there was a girl who goes to the gym that I go to, and I saw her the other day, and she looks like she's about... She came in with 2 kids on...
Oh, wow.
I love this photo. You gotta post this photo. I was looking at it, and I thought this was a face, because that was the 2 eyes and the nose. I was like, this looks like a supernatural photo. But then I pulled it up. It's just Justin.
Since we're on radio, this picture they've just found is of me when I was probably 16, 17 years old with long blonde hair.
It's back whenever you had hair.
Yeah, I don't have hair now.
Before the Tintin became.
I've always wanted to know what. I kind of always wanted to know, and I kind of don't. But I kind of want to know what, like the people who saw me, because I was kind of a loser in high school. I want to know what they think of me now.
I'm a loser, baby.
I do.
Well, I mean, whenever you show up with me to parties, they're like, "How much you paid for her?" Like.
Oh, I know they do. Yeah, I'm taking you to the high school reunion. I swear to God.
Please do.
Are you doing that? I'm not. Well, I can't because I'm down here, but I wouldn't even if I was up there.
Yeah.
Fuck those people.
I mean, I do.
People. I can. It's all like.
I do feel that way. I do not like talking to people I went to high school with. If I'm out and about and I see them in a store, they always come over to me, or they're out in a place and they're always like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm just like, I don't want anything to do with you.
See, I'm a little different because I didn't have any problems with people. Those people were fine. I just don't really care enough about them.
Right.
Well,
right.
Not in a mean way.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't like.
Way, I went my way.
No,
exactly.
I didn't like high school at all. Like, I didn't like it at all. I hated. No, I was fine with it. I hated the entire fucking experience, and I hated everyone there. And well, not everyone there.
Right.
I had
most people. I liked like 4 people there. Mm-hmm. I liked like 4 people in high school. I had like 4 people that I liked.
I was a drifter. I liked going and hang out with almost everyone, but I never had like a set group of people that I was like, these are everyone I'm gonna hang out with.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it's like when I'm getting on this now, but like it's like when I see someone in high school, they're coming up to me like, and they're just wanting to talk to me. I'm like, listen. Did I ever once come up to you in high school and talk to you?
Yeah.
Like, did I ever once approach you? So why do you feel like you can do it now that we're in our 20s?
I have people reaching out to me on Facebook now. They're like, "Oh, hey, do you remember me? We went to Gibbons together, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Ugh, what do you want from me? Like, what did I do?" And I'm like, ugh.
No one's reaching out to me.
Oh.
I'll get like a friend request and then nothing.
Well, I mean that's what I want.
That's reaching
like
out,
it's okay to friend request me. I'll be like, "Oh, well, how do I know you?" And I'll look for your Facebook page, and if it says Gibbons, I'll be like, eh.
I like talking to my buddy Will Jenkins.
Will Jenkins.
Every now and again he'll send me a message. He sent me a message recently, commenting on the film I made, The Wanderer. He really liked it. He's a big fan.
I like to keep up sometimes, like to check in. Like I just found out one of my best friends had a child from high school, and the little baby's adorable as mess.
Now that is weird. When I find out that someone I went to high school with is now a parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is weird. Yeah. Like damn. Back to this list.
Oh my God, we're not done.
I kind of thought we were done.
Yeah, there's only 2 more left on this list.
Are they worth it?
One actually is kind of weird. The top guy, the guy on the top, they say is the worst. The worst.
We're gonna go to him now, or
aging. Yeah, because the other one's Meg Ryan.
Well, Meg Ryan, that's new because she showed up a few weeks ago and her face was all
weird.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Again, that's sort of like, I can understand people being shocked when someone's changed their face.
Right.
But when someone's just aged, I don't really see it.
I was shocked because a big crush of mine no longer looks anything like she did, and that's Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman. I like her. I've always.
I get compared to her a lot.
I can see it.
Right?
Not in like an insult. Anything like that.
You're like, I hate her. I can see it, you ugly bitch.
Uma Thurman looks weird to me. In fact, Ariana, you look a little like Uma Thurman.
I didn't mean it like that.
No, you're fine. I understand.
No, I like Uma Thurman. But the top guy on the list, the guy that takes the cake for aging the worst, Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones. But here's the deal. I actually think that Keith Richards is already dead, and I think that all the drugs that he has done throughout his life is keeping his lifeless husk moving.
Animated.
Lifeless husk.
I think Keith Richards is already dead. But that's the list of the worst aging stars according to someone on the internet.
You want to know who I think one of the best aging stars was?
Who?
David Bowie.
Yeah.
He got like hotter as he got older. I was like, oh, yes, sir.
He had some really weird phases, but he went out looking all like dapper, like a gentleman.
He was a sir, and the same as Prince.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tom Hanks has done it well.
Oh, I don't know.
And I think I haven't.
He's gotten puffy.
Well, men get puffy. I'm puffy now, so I don't know what that means for the future. Am I not?
Get out of here.
No, artificially.
I can't.
Puffy.
I'm doing a show.
I'm talking like artificially puffy.
Artificially puffy.
Not natural.
I don't know if I exactly know what you mean.
They didn't puff naturally. They puffed probably because they're drinking too much.
Well, their metabolism slowed down.
Oh. Brad Pitt is another good ager.
Oh, Brad Pitt has aged well.
He sure has.
Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig is the only guy I would go gay for. Like, if Daniel Craig walked in this room and was like, hey, you right now, I'd be like, okay.
You'd be like, where the knee pads at?
I know.
I'm going to be here for a while.
Daniel Craig. Leonardo's aged pretty well. He's gotten a little puffy, though.
Yeah. I'd still marry him.
He's
a long ways from
he's on the radar,
Titanic.
but he's not.
Right.
Not, I wouldn't put him on my
Leonardo's puffed up. I like Leonardo, though. I'm a big
definitely.
fan.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's one who's big in drugs.
Yeah, he was one of the
Somehow.
Yeah.
That's why I like.
Made him younger.
That's why some of these people on this list have no excuses.
Because of him.
But we were just talking about my hair, actually, and speaking of my hair, I've been losing my hair for some time here. It's getting kind of bad. The receding hairline is going further and further back. In fact, I think one of these days it's going to be bald right here, and I'm going to have this little tuft.
The Tintin's becoming a tin.
I
That's legitimately like one of my fears.
Going bald?
Yeah, because I don't think I look. Really
People have been
bald.
saying, people have been telling me for a while, they're like, why don't you just go ahead and go bald? And I'm like, I don't want to because I'm scared that I'm going to look like Fester Adams. I mean, that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared that I'm going to look like Fester Adams or something like
I think
that.
you'd have a really weird tan line.
I would.
Because, like, you're already, like, burnt from whenever, like, you just exist outside. And as soon as you shave it, it's just going to be, like, a teardrop on your head. Your scalp's going to always be crying. Like, why have you done this to me?
But I'm actually, when you consider, like, the amount of hair that's on my head, I'm actually a pretty, like, hairy guy. I know that's really TMI.
Oh, my God, yeah.
But, like, if you look, like, right there...
He has more chest hair than a bear.
I mean, look at that. Look at that taco meat.
Oh, God.
Look at that. So Ari actually was talking the other day, and we've decided to try to come up with a way to get more subscribers to our channel on YouTube, No Bull Films. If we can get 100 subscribers by next...
I thought it was 50.
He's aiming high.
He's upping it because you have to hear what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to do 100 subscribers.
But what about 50 though?
What if we do between 50 and 100?
Okay, if we peak 50, then we'll
peak 50.
Okay, got it. Cool.
If we do this by next Tuesday when we record the show, Ariana's gonna wax my chest using gaffer's tape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's gonna work.
We've done it once before, and a lot of hair came off.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were fooling around.
Yank on out.
See, I'm thinking, I think we'll do like a couple gaff tape sessions, and then we'll just go straight wax. I've never waxed before, but
wow.
Yeah.
How hard can it be?
But I mean, yeah.
Just put the wax in your.
I don't know, but that's if we get the subscribers. That's if we get the subscribers.
So like and subscribe.
50. So like and subscribe this episode, and then we'll do the gaff tape thing, and we'll actually film that and put that up on the channel if it happens. It happens. But that's our show. That's our show here for this week. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining us. And I'm sorry for the realness. In the great words of Kanye, I'm sorry for the realness of the show. But thank you so much for joining us. We had a great time. I'm Justin Bullock.
I'm Arianna Tysinger.
I'm Ross.
See you next time.
It's all over.
Nothing's over while I'm breathing.
Jesus Christ, I met some dumb bastards in my time, but you outdo them all.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
God help us in the future.